Want to know what your dog is thinking?
Have a challenging dog behavior you need help with?
The Dish on Dogs is your source for all your canine questions.
Improve your relationship with your dog and deepen your understanding of your furry friend. Right here on the Dish on Dogs. Welcome everyone. Welcome to another exciting and informative episode of the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, affectionately known as the Mayor of Houndstown, USA. I have a great guest today. You know, this is the show about dogs, dog business, people, dogs, how dogs interact with their environment, blah, blah. That's what we talk about, dogs. Thus the name, the Dish on Dogs. Joining me today is who I just met, employee from our Farmingdale, New York location. Our Farmingdale, New York location is probably one of the most successful stores in the system. So I had the opportunity today. Yohanis, who is joining me today, we're actually doing some corporate training. I had the opportunity to meet him today, and I said, let's get him on a podcast to talk about his experiences on our Farmingdale, New York location. So, Yohanis, welcome to the show. It was delightful meeting you today. So, talk to me about when you started at Houndstown in Farmingdale. When was that?
It was the end of July. I got hired.
So end of July, obviously last year. So that's in the middle of COVID.
Yes.
What was your life like? I mean, that was literally in the middle of COVID. Mm-hmm. So what was your life? Like? Or how did you end up working at doggy daycare?
So pretty much, I was always at the high school. I always wanted to work with animals and everything, but pretty much in the beginning, I just wanted to get money into my pocket. So I started working at warehouse jobs and everything, and then pretty much when COVID hit, everything started to shut down, and then workers started to leave and everything, and then they just started letting people go. So I worked in a warehouse, and then once I got let go, I was like, I need a job. And then I'm looking, I came across the ad, and it was Houndstown, and I was like, I'm very interested in this job. I gave him a call, great people. I spoke to the manager, Veronica, spoke to the boss, Maria. And then they was like, hey, we like what you said over the phone. Give us a call back, and then we'll set up an appointment just to see who you are. And pretty much when I went in there, the first time I went in there, you could pretty much sense the vibe in the front lobby. The manager was cool. They were just good people. They were just talking to me, and they was pretty much giving me the whole spiel of how Houndstown is run. It's working with animals. Yes, we get to pet them and everything, but there is certain points that we have to actually get to work. Like we're constantly, the main two priorities are, safety and cleanliness. So every day, 24/7, we're during daycare and in boarding, we're always focused on the dogs and then the customers at the same time. You got to balance everything. So that's all it is, about balance and just constantly doing room checks, making sure they're clean, making sure they're safe. Oh. So it's a lot.
You're hitting the nail on the head. You sound like a mini-me. I could put you to work giving these seminars. Everything you just said is about balance. Let me ask you this question, and I have a lot of specific, because this story is very interesting to me on many levels. Did you have a lot of dog experience or none, a little?
No, the only dog experience I had is my first dog. He's a German Shepherd. So
that's great. So this is good. So let me just expand on this. And this is what makes Yohanis one of the star employees over in Farmingdale. Here he is. He's telling us, he's articulated his story very well. He worked in a warehouse. He needed money. That was his primary motivator. And that's a lot of us, is our primary motivator. So the people are, I just love dogs. I want to work with animals. I want to save the animals. That's not really what he's saying. He's saying he needed work. He found an ad. And by the way, I'm assuming during the COVID crisis, I could be wrong, but there might have been all kinds of, was there any unemployment you could have taken, or that situation wasn't?
Yes, it was.
Right. So this is really, and this is going to be touching to me. I'll try not to cry. So here I have a young man, I'm assuming, young guy, and I'm not assuming he is. And he told the story. He wants to work for money. He got laid off because of COVID. The world came to an end. If we all remember correctly, a year ago, things were really bad. He found a job at Houndstown, liked the vibe, as he put it, which, what does that mean? He liked the energy, the vibe. It was cool. They were respectful, I'm assuming.
Yes.
You went into the lobby, and they liked what you said on the phone and said, come on in for an interview. And no dog experience, which is actually preferable to us, by the way. That's a secret to us. I'd rather somebody not know which end of a dog is which, but he obviously understood. He's, as I said, he's articulating exactly what we're looking for. Yeah, you pet dogs, but our primary focus is safety and cleanliness. So that's it. And then he said balance. Everything's balanced, dogs and customers. So again, it's always, balance. It's dirty work. It's hot work. So what do you find that, so this is a great story. I really mean that, because in the world right now, getting good employees is almost impossible right now. So I mean, obviously your employer, Marie and Jen, are very happy to have you. They sent you here for the training. Tell me a little bit more about that experience. Like, you come to work now and here you are a year later. What have you experienced?
So pretty much experiencing, compare from this to my last jobs, it's a lot more hands-on, and pretty much as I started, is every day I'm learning every day. Everything I'm learning new, and on top of that, I am building myself in working with dogs. Like, every dog is different in the facility. Every dog is eager. They always wanna. They're animals, so they're gonna test you. So you have to understand, like, where they're coming from, why they're reacting. It's all about reaction and everything, reading the environment, the energy, the sense of smells and everything. They're animals. Right. So we, as humans, we have to watch them and watch every single thing, every move, and understand them. It's all about understanding the animal. And I always have, like, talks with my employees and everything about, just working. This whole environment is great because as we're working together and everything, and understand the dogs and communicating. It's all about communication as well. Communicating with all the animals and everything is just, it all comes together, and then it's great.
Right. Absolutely. I couldn't say it better. You're really highlighting almost everything we talk about. And what I tell my new employees, my younger employees, when they take a job at Houndstown, you could look at it as just another job where you're going to come, you're going to clean up some poop, and then, make some money. Obviously, you want to make money. Mm-hmm. But if you really do what Yohanis is talking about, he comes to work every day, and in my world, my version, it's a laboratory of dogs. So in our facilities, we have every breed of dog, almost every age of dog. We have blind dogs, three-legged dogs, every version of dog. So my employees, particularly my entry-level employees that want to have a world in, working with animals, we have more dogs every day than any behavioral university in the United States. If you think of it that way, every day we have a new supply of dogs coming in. And if you're smart like Yohanis, he's studying that and he's just watching. He's not doing experiments, but he's understanding body movement. And as he said, dogs by nature are required to insert themselves in the pack. They're pack animals. So when they come in, a new employee, the dog's going to jump on them and push them around a little bit. And that's a dog's way of learning where they sit in the pack. So what we teach our employees, and Yohanis teaches his employees, is not what dogs do, it's how humans react to the behavior. So whatever it is, so if a dog is barking and you give him a dog biscuit, now you've just rewarded the behavior, the cause and effect. The dog will never stop barking. So this is hugely important to me, and it couldn't happen in a better time in history, in my vision, because, as I said, you started working in the middle of COVID when everybody else were locked in the basement. Mm-hmm. You came out and you were seeking employment. What would you say is the most gratifying? You have good days and bad days. Yeah. So what's a good day at Houndstown like? So
a good day at Houndstown is just pretty much coming in 6 a.m. in the morning.
Damn.
And just,
Holy God.
So you're going to go in at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's just, your coworkers, it's all about the energy. And once the animals see that, the humans are happy and everything, then pretty much the whole facility is going to be running on that energy pretty much. If someone walks in with attitude, which doesn't happen because Houndstown, we're working with dogs.
Right.
So we're going to be happy, Yeah, we face certain situations and that, but the thing is that when we face those situations, it's about teamwork. So we all come together, we all communicate with each other, and then we at the end of the day, we bring it together, we find that solution, and we resolve it. So that's the great thing about it.
No, that's awesome, man. And there's a lot of things, there's a lot of moving parts to it. So you're not just, when you start day one, obviously you're handed a pooper scooper and a mop, and your job is to clean up after dogs. But as you quickly advance, you learn there are so many opportunities because you have a confident personality. We asked you, you want to come on our podcast? Some people would faint, run the other way. You says, yeah, no problem. And, we didn't rehearse anything. We're just having a conversation. We talk about energy. You have a very nice, confident energy. It's not, and all of these things, the word you used in your first answer was balance, right? So some people can be overly confident. Some people can be underly confident. And dogs are exactly the same. So we find that balance. And the way you describe your job and what you do, it's honest, it's straightforward. You weren't prompt. We didn't give you a list of 10 things to say, and don't talk bad about your job. Don't talk bad about Maria, Jen, which you probably rightfully can. No. So no, they're wonderful. So here you are, just came in cold, had this conversation, and it's kind of moving to me. It's touching to me because obviously Jen and Maria actually have you felt a good vibe from them. They respected you. And if we have, whether it's employees or customers, frankly, if they come in and they don't have that, if they got an attitude, do we really want them part of our Houndstown family? Probably not. I respect the fact that employees come to work. We all have our personal lives. Things happen at home. Things happen in our personal lives. But you don't bring it to work. And if you do, if you have a good energy with your employees, you say, hey, listen, I'm having a bad day. Something happened. I crashed I'm just not. And they'll help you, and you work as a team. And so it's really fascinating to me. And what's your long-term goals? Like, if you have a vision of what your life, where are you going now in your life?
So I'm actually grateful for I actually got this job, and where I want to go, I want to become a dog trainer. That's my goal. I actually spoke to you on the phone recently. I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember. No, I do.
But I was like, hey man, what's like the steps of becoming a dog trainer? Because I do want to step in that field. Now I do I really want to,
Okay.
So it's just about just moving up, and I just say we work in a laboratory. So every single day I'm reading dogs and seeing how they act. Some dogs are gonna be going left and right like crazy, and some dogs are just calm.
Right.
So every dog is different. But yeah, that's my goal of
That's
my
awesome.
life, yeah.
So here's my point. And this is what I would tell everyone. Employees, as I said, some people are just coming for gas money, pay for school books, or whatever. And other people, there is a wonderful career. Some people, myself, obviously, I gravitate towards dogs for many reasons. But there is opportunity. And I'm going to take Yohanis. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know dog's name. I don't even know my name. Give me a break. But I know him. And I know his energy. So I'm going to invite him to start participating more in training. One of the problems is we're so busy and active right now, it's hard for anybody to squeeze away. And this is system-wide. So I try to find people in all of our locations that have a special interest in moving up in the world, within Houndstown. So now that he's verbalized that to me, I want to figure out a way that I can make that happen. And it's not easy. And there's a few people in varying places that were confident enough to share their goals. Doing it, I like it. The bottom line, he said he likes the energy of Houndstown. I like his energy. I met him an hour or two ago, really. And this is the first time we got to speak. So I'm excited. So we're going to try to figure that out. We're going to try to figure out how I can get you more involved, because I'm really impressed by what you're saying. You're actually kind of saying things that I would be telling all of our new employees and franchisees. So is there anything other parting words of wisdom? Right now you work full-time in Farmingdale,
Yes.
Part-time? Huge. You are Houndstown. And I think Maria and Jen and all you franchisees out there want to understand one thing. The folks like Yohanis they are Houndstown. You just pay bills and you do all this stuff. They are Houndstown. And if you don't respect them, and they are the backbone of your business. And I know that for sure. And the smarter franchisees know that. And so I was excited to have Yohanis here today for another exciting episode and informative. This was really kind of touching to me, moving to me. And we'll follow Yohanis' journey through the summer and his future, and we'll have him back again in the future.
Thanks for watching another exciting episode of the Dish on Dogs podcast. You can catch us every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook Live. You can also watch us on YouTube on the Dish on Dogs podcast. If you're a listener, you can catch us on iTunes, Spotify, and all your other podcast platforms. For more information, click the link in the description. We'll see everybody next time.